Hello and welcome you all again on this platform of KTHM e-learning. In the earlier lecture, we have started first unit of business communication, that is report writing and internal correspondence. In that, we have seen the introduction, meaning, definition of report writing. After that, we have discussed the objectives, features, necessity of report writing. Then we have also studied the significance, types and forms of business reports. Now let's come to the next content. So in this lecture we will study meaning, goals and guidelines of negative reporting. After that we will discuss the features and guidelines of persuasive reporting. Then next we will see the meaning and types of special reporting, and last we will understand the meaning, types and functions of informal reports. So let's see what is negative reporting. Friends, every day the news is filled with stories about war, terrorism, crime, pollution, inequality, drug abuse and operations. And it's not just the headlines we are talking about, it's long form stories as well. Magazine covers warn us of coming plagues, epidemics, collapses, and so many crises like farm, health, retirement, welfare, energy deficit that copywriters have had to escalate to the redundant, serious crisis. Whether or not the world really are getting worse, the nature of reports are negative in nature. Psychologically, people pay more attention to negative reports than positive. So, negative reporting is marked by denial, prohibition. It is marked by absence, withholding, or removal of something positive. In business writing, a bad news message is a letter, mail, memo that conveys negative or unpleasant information that is likely to disappoint, upset or even anger a reader. It is also called an indirect report or a negative report. Now let's see goals of negative report writing. There are 7 goals to keep in mind when delivering negative reports in person or in written form. So the first is be clear and concise in order not to require additional clarification. Second is help the receiver understand and accept the message. Third is maintain trust and respect of the business or organization and for the receiver. Fourth is avoid legal liability or erroneous admission of guilt. Fifth goal is maintain the relationship even if a formal association is being terminated. Then sixth is reduce the anxiety associated with the negative message to increase comprehension. Seventh is achieve the designated business outcomes. Now next, guidelines for drafting negative reports. So the first guideline is avoid abusive language or behavior. Second is clearly avoid contradictions and absolutes. Third is clearly avoid confusions or misinterpretation. Fourth is maintain respect and privacy. Then next is clear goal in mind. Sixth is clear instruction from supervisor. Seventh is clear understanding of message. Eighth is clear understanding of audience or reader. Next is clear understanding of procedure and protocol. Next is clear neutral opening, and last is clear explanation without admission of guilt. Now next main point is persuasive reporting. So persuasive report writing intends to convince readers to believe in an idea or opinion and to do an action. Many writings such as criticism, reviews, reactions papers, proposals, advertisements, and brochures use different ways of persuasion to influence readers. Persuasive writing can also be used in indoctrination. Then a persuasive report writing is one in which an attempt to get the reader to agree with one point of view. The writer trying to present argument, research and ideas in order to sway the reader one way or other. Then it is a form of non-fiction writing. The writer used to develop logical argument making use of carefully chosen words and phrases. Now let's see the features of persuasive report writing. So the first is it convinces the audience of the credibility of the writer. Then second is it is the most commonly accepted mode in persuasion because it aims to be scientific in its approach to argumentation. And third is this aims to convince the audience by appealing to human emotion. Now next point is guidelines for writing persuasive reporting. The first point is repetition. Friends, repetition is critical in persuasive writing since a person can't agree with you if they don't truly get what you are saying. Of course, there's good repetition and bad. To stay on the good side, make your point in several different ways, such as directly using an example in a story via a quote from a famous person and once more in your summary. Second is reasons why. Remember the power of the word because psychological studies have shown that people are more likely to comply with a request if you simply give them a reason why, even if the reason makes no sense. Next is consistency. It's been called the little mind, but consistency in our thoughts and actions, it is a valued social trait. We don't want to appear inconsistent since whether fair or not, that characteristic is associated with instability and flightness. Then while consistency is associated with integrity and rational behavior. Next is social proof. Looking for guidance from others as to what to do and what to accept is one of the most powerful psychological force in our lives. Obvious example of social proof can be found in testimonial and outside referrals, and it's the driving force behind social media. And next is comparisons. Smiles and analogies are the persuasive writer's best friend. When you can relate your scenario to something that the reader already accept as true, you are well on your way to convince someone to see things your way. Now let's see special reporting. The meaning of special reporting is special reports are written in a systematic format which varies slightly according to the requirements of the organization and the subject of the reports. Special reports do not deal with routine affairs of the organization. Special reports are rare occurrence in nature or based on situation, circumstances or situation which occur once in long period of time. Special report is a report comprising basic business intelligence specially generated to focus attention on problems, challenges and opportunities. So, special report is prepared and presented before the top management on specific request. It is usually contains the opinions or recommendation of the reporter with the help of facts and arguments. Now, let's understand the types of special reports. So, the first is information report. Friends, this is required when there is a disaster like fire, building collapse, robbery or accident in an organization. It is prepared by a responsible person on the spot or the person in charge for submission to a higher authority. For example, the branch manager prepares it for submission to regional office or head office. The report has to give all the information which is available immediately after the incident occurs. Second is investigation report. This is written after making a thorough study and inquiry. An investigation is made when there is a problem and the management needs to find out the causes of the problem and needs suggestions for solving it. For example, falling sales, declining deposits in bank, many customer complaints, losses in branches, etc. Then next is feasibility or survey report. A feasibility report is required when an organization intends to launch a new product in the market, introduce a new service, or make any major changes that may affect the company's customer. And last is project report. A project report is written after a proposal take shapes and after the preliminary survey has been completed. It describes the proposal as projected into the future, showing the cash flow and expected results. It is used for planning and also for convincing others, especially sanctioning and funding authorities like government departments and banks. A project report is not assigned, it is a prepared by person who want to get their proposal sanctioned. And last point of this lecture is informal reports. Friends, an informal report is usually in the form of a person to person communication. It does not follow the rules and procedure directed by an organization. Informal report can be prepared in one page or if required it can be prepared in several pages too. Such report is quickly prepared and does not require any extended planning. Informal report follows natural language and style. The main purpose of informal report is to present certain information and there is no opportunity to add personal comment or opinion in such report. Actually, informal reports are the shortest as well as simplest of all kinds of reports. These reports are most frequently used to report in business and informal reports are generally written in memo or letters format. Now let's understand the types and functions of informal report. There are two types of informal reports. First is informational reports and second is analytical report. First, informational report. So the first function of informational report is incident report. In that describes event in the workplace to officially document them for legal and insurance purposes. Second function of informational report is progress report. So monitors and control production, sales, shipping, service or related business processes. Third one is compliance report. In that documents and indicates the extent to which a product or service is within established compliance parameters or standard. Next is financial report. Analyzes status and trends from a finances perspective. Next informational report is investigatory report. In that responds to a request for information about a specific problem or situation. And last is activity report. It Its function is document the ongoing activities or projects of a division or a department. Now next type of informal report is analytical reports. In that, first report is benchmark or yardstick report. Its function is evaluates two or more solutions to a single problem to determine the best solution. Second is feasibility report. Its function is assess the advisability of doing a project or proceeding with a specific course of action. And third is recommendation report. Its function is makes recommendation to management and serves as a tool to solve problems and make executive decision. Thank you.